This mini PC isn't anything special. It's got an i5 8th gen processor, a couple of USB ports, and would work great as a low-powered home server or desktop PC. But I wanted to explore a few options to transform this normal-looking computer into an actual viable gaming PC. A dedicated graphics card, some 3D printing to make it all look pretty, and this might just be the perfect upgrade to a PC that some may have called e-waste in the past. But now it will live a second life as my living room gaming PC. Let's check out how all this came together right after this quick word from the sponsor of this video, OBSBot. This is the OBSBot Meet SE. This compact and lightweight webcam, weighing only 33.2 grams, is designed for anyone who values clarity and ease in their virtual communications. Available in 3 colors, space gray, cloud white, and aurora green. It not only looks sleek, but also delivers exceptional performance. Imagine connecting with colleagues or friends and being seen in stunning detail with ultra-high resolution capabilities. The OBSBot Meet SE offers crystal clear visuals at up to 1080p at 100 frames per second or 720p at 150 frames per second. Whether you're in a brightly lit office or a cozy corner at home, its large 1.5-inch sensor ensures that you look your best, even in low light conditions. The OBSBot Meet SE takes user-friendliness to another level with its AI auto-framing technology. Whether you're sitting alone or presenting with a group, the webcam automatically adjusts to keep you perfectly centered. This means you can move around naturally without the distraction of adjusting your camera, perfect for dynamic presentations or engaging conversations. Setting up the webcam is a breeze. Its magnetic mount allows for easy angle adjustments, and the universal 1/4-inch thread makes it compatible with most tripods. Need instant privacy? Simply snap on the privacy cover for peace of mind in seconds. Perfect for those moments when you need to step away from the screen. For those looking to enhance their streaming experience, the OBSBot Center app makes customization a snap. You can easily adjust image settings and manage multiple devices from a single interface. Whether you're a content creator, a remote worker, or simply connecting with family and friends, this app puts you in control. Experience the power of clarity, convenience, and cutting-edge technology with the OBSBot Meet SE. If you're ready to elevate your virtual experience, head to the link in the video description to learn more about the camera and to get one for yourself. And thanks again to OBSBot for sponsoring this video. Now, this might not be a real gaming PC yet, but there is actually a lot to love here. This guy is the Lenovo M920Q, a mini PC that initially released in 2018. It's got an i5 8500T, which is a modest 6-core 6-thread processor that has a boost clock of 3.5 GHz. We've got some great I/O on this thing as well. Headphone and mic ports, USB-A, and even a USB-C port on the front of the PC. And in the back, we have basically every display out option. A serial port, as well as 3 more USB slots and gigabit Ethernet. The bottom panel reveals easy access to 2 DDR4 SODIMM slots, as well as up to 2 NVMe M.2 slots. So this PC already has some great features and we haven't even opened it yet. So let's pop off the hood and see what's inside. We have a space for a 2.5-inch SATA SSD or hard drive, and then you have your typical stuff. The CPU cooler, onboard Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but oh, what's that? Is that a PCIe slot? You mean the things that we put graphics cards into? Well, this unlocks a whole new world of possibilities. So this is a PCIe Gen 3 8X slot. So we aren't going to be doing any serious 4K gaming on this thing, not to mention that whatever card we use has to be powered only by the slot itself, as we don't have a way to plug in PCIe 6+2 pins from a standard ATX power supply. There are a few options we will talk about in a bit, but I finally just went with this RX 6400. It only has 4 gigs of VRAM, but it's modern, has a low power requirement, takes up just a single slot, and only costs $120 brand new over on Newegg, which when compared to normal size graphics cards is not a great deal, but when dealing with a niche use case like this, it's one of only like 3 cards that fit all of our criteria. So we can easily just slot this in. Oh, right. For some reason, Lenovo thought it was smart to point the PCIe slot straight up, so I needed to pick up this right angle adapter on AliExpress for $5. This will also convert our X8 slot into a longer X16 slot so that our GPU can actually fit. Now this should be able to fit inside the machine, but we need to make a few adjustments. First, this modular backplate needs to go. This part specifically will be different depending on where you got the PC from, as they allow the original owners to pick whatever expansions they wanted to add to their PCs. But we aren't going to be using these fossil connectors, so we can just remove this whole thing. Now luckily, this should fit perfectly, so the display out of our GPU should fit in the same place, but we would need to remove the low profile bracket as it just won't fit, which won't hurt performance or anything. But I went ahead and 3D printed this new bracket that fits the M920Q and our GPU, kind of, so everything is a little bit more stable. And I'll drop links to all the STL files in the description in case you want to 3D print anything yourself, as well as any of the products mentioned in this video. Now this should fit here, but on the other side, we have just a giant metal piece that is kind of in the way. There are some smaller 6400s out there that would be able to fit without removing this, but they were more expensive, so I just passed on them. I think this is just a structural piece and can be removed pretty easily. But it's attached to the Bluetooth antenna, and I'd prefer not to break that for now, so I'm just going to try to find a place for it. Now with that piece gone, we can finally fit our GPU inside the machine nice and snug. Now at this point, we could easily just put the lid back on and start gaming, but that's an awful small area to have a GPU in with no extra airflow, and it just doesn't sit right with me. I saw someone on Reddit cut holes into the metal top to allow some extra airflow, which is super creative, but I'd rather not go that route. Continuing with the 3D printing theme, I looked online for some alternatives and found a few different ideas on how to keep this PC nice and cool. This first one is a new outer shell that extends the top of the machine just enough so you can fit in an entire 120mm fan in there. And of course, the top is perforated so you can pull in tons of air. It also came with a brand new front plate to match as well. It came with some screw holes, and if you have some threaded inserts lying around, you can fit them into the holes with a soldering iron for a more permanent solution to this build. I tried to do just the top ones on here, and it was relatively easy. Alternatively, you could get this top plate that is basically just a replacement for the original, but it is perforated. And to be honest, this is a 6400, so this would probably be more than enough to cool everything, but I wanted to go the extra mile. Now for the added cooling, there isn't a place on the motherboard to plug in a fan. I saw someone splice the CPU cooler fan to power their 120mm fan internally without any external help, which is super cool and pretty smart. But I'm not doing that today since I don't think people should be cutting up their CPU coolers. I just got this 3-pin USB adapter that will run the fan when plugged into a USB port. I don't mind giving up a single slot and paying the $2 the adapter cost if it means I'm not soldering cables together. When positioning the fan, I realized there really isn't anything for this fan to be mounted onto. So I just zip tied it down to some open places and hoped for the best. And I needed somewhere to route the cables to, so I just cut a small hole into the 3D printed bracket and fed it through. Afterwards, the lid and front plate fit on perfectly, and look at that. Our little $100 mini PC is now a bona fide gaming PC. If you wanted to take this to the next level, you could pay the extra money to get a low profile RTX 3050 graphics card. It would fit in this PC and provide a substantial performance increase. But it is a double slot card, so you'll need to print out this cover that is intended for dual slot cards. I don't have that GPU here to try it out, but I did see some people testing it online and it looked pretty cool. The AC adapter that came with the PC is only 65 watts, and that would be fine under normal circumstances, but our GPU is able to pull that amount of power all by itself, so we are going to want something a little beefier to support it. I got this 230 watts charger on Amazon. This essentially is our power supply, and it's going to be able to feed a lot more power to our components that need it most. But damn, is it a chungus. Alright, let's turn on our PC and check out what we're working with. In the BIOS, we want to disable ASPM support. This will make sure our PCIe slot is running at full power. Another quirk of this PC is that when the BIOS detects that a GPU is installed, it likes to throttle the CPU down to only 5 watts. So we need to use software to get around this limitation, as it should be running at a TDP of 35 watts. I'm sure there's some way to flash some custom BIOS to this board, but again, we're going for easy here. Throttle Stop is a great software that is kind of built for this exact situation. After installing it, we just need to turn off BD Proc Hot, and that alone will basically unlock the full potential of our CPU again. And that's pretty much it. We just need to install the drivers for our graphics card and we should be good to go. So all in, this PC cost me a little less than $300, but that of course isn't putting in the fact that I own a 3D printer. And for the price, I am pleasantly surprised with how this thing performs. Don't get me wrong, you can build a much more powerful desktop gaming PC for $300. But this is like a 1 liter sized gaming computer using an old office PC. I don't think there exists many options for this form factor at this price. You are basically competing with brand new mini PCs that come with integrated AMD iGPUs, and those are great for sure, as you can get basically Steam Deck level performance out of the box. But the price on those start at around $400 on a really good sale. And plus, it's not as fun as throwing together your own little mini PC. This is breathing new life into a PC that was otherwise destined for the landfill. And I like that a lot. And it's small enough that I can live in my living room entertainment center as a gaming box when I don't want to play at my desk. And no, I probably won't play Cyberpunk or Wukong on it, but for every AAA game that requires top-end components, there are 1,000 games that are just as fun and don't require an arm and a leg to play. I'll drop links to all the products and STL files in the description, as well as a link to ITG Gear's channel. They are the one who designed most of the 3D printables in this video, and they have like a dozen videos that explore this PC even more. They even built an eGPU into it, which is some really awesome next level stuff. If you liked this video, please like it below and get subscribed for more technology content. Thanks to my channel members, and as always, my name is Jason. Thanks for watching.